she's not too far away. Emily is live at Coast Guard Festival, which is celebrating its 100-year anniversary. Emily, good morning.
Good morning, Veronica, Tanner. That's right. The big day is finally here. This is a time that so many people look forward to every summer here in Grand Haven. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of people expected to come here over the next several days. So lots of excitement as the Grand Haven Coast Guard Festival kicks off today. First, though, the only thing making this all that better would be a great day outside. Let's check on your weather conditions with Amber. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Emily.
And that means it'll be a great day to come out to Grand Haven, where we are live from this morning, right behind the Waterfront Stadium. Of course, we're hours away from the kickoff of the 100th celebration of the Coast Guard Festival. All things of that festival coming up, including some changes this year and those fan favorites that you can still expect.
The annual Coast Guard Festival is back in Grand Haven this morning. Festivities kick off this afternoon and will last all week long.
And there's some extra special events this year as Coast Guard Festival celebrates 100 years. And that's exactly where we find Emily this morning. Emily, what can people expect out there as they head to Grand Haven today?
Hey, Tanner, Veronica, good morning to you both. Well, they can certainly expect that over the next several days, things will start to look a lot different around the Grand Haven area as we begin the 100th Coast Guard Festival, honoring the men and women of the U.S. Coast Guard. There are many events planned all week for all ages. We're talking concerts, ship tours, carnivals, even a pickleball tournament, a senior day, a kids day as well, and 2 different parades. Now, there are some changes this year for the Centennial celebration. The location of the community picnic has changed. It used to be at the Coast Guard Park in Ferrysburg. This year, it'll be in Mulligan's Hollow. And because they're expecting an even bigger crowd this year, they're helping out with transportation from Friday to Friday. There will be shuttle service from Harbor Island to 3rd and Columbus, running anytime there are events. And speaking of that big crowd, usually they expect around 350,000 people over this 10-day event to come to the Grand Haven area. They say this year, as they celebrate 100 years, there could be even more people. So there will be some changes, but of course you can still expect those fan favorites like those tribute bands, starting with AC/DC tonight. I believe Tanner will be here for that. There's also a cardboard boat race that's happening tomorrow. That community picnic we mentioned is Sunday. And then of course the parade of ships that's happening Monday afternoon. Still just a few of the many events happening. So lots of excitement here in Grand Haven. Back to you all.
All right, thanks, Emily.
You may notice Emily Scarlett isn't joining us at the desk today, but she's not too far away. Emily is live in Grand Haven for us this morning for the kickoff of Coast Guard Festival. Good morning, Emily. Good to see you.
Hey guys, good morning. Yep, that's right. We are live here in Grand Haven for the Coast Guard Festival. As you can see, many people are already out getting their weekend started on their boats. So much excitement. People look forward to this event every summer, but even more so this year as we celebrate 100 years of the Coast Guard Festival. Organizers say there will be some 40 different events to choose from over the next 10 days, and that, you know, every year recently they've been bringing in as many as 350,000 people over that 10-day span. They say it could be more this year with the Centennial celebration. We're actually speaking live with an organizer coming up, so you'll want to stick around for that. I gotta say, outside this morning, I thought I might need a jacket. It's a little cool. Maybe it's the adrenaline keeping me a little warm, but not so bad out here. Amber, what can we expect outside for our Friday?
Hey, Emily, it is going to be a little bit cooler out there.
Of course, some extra special events this year as Coast Guard Festival celebrates 100 years. That's exactly where we find our good friend Emily this morning. And Emily, you look like you're getting excited for the festival. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning. How can I not be excited? We've got people out on the water already early this morning. And of course, we're talking the 100th celebration of the Coast Guard Festival. And as you mentioned, you're right. There are some extra special events this year. We've got the executive director, Tracy Riley, here to give us some of those details. Of course, the next week is jam-packed with events, but you said next weekend you all really have some special events.
The big Coast Guard Saturday weekend, yes. We have drone shows coming this year.
Yeah, new this year.
Very new. Haven't had that before. Friday night and Saturday night shows. Now, I will note that Saturday night has been sold out, but there are plenty of places to see the fireworks from around town.
Nice.
So you're going to want to see that.
Okay, but still tickets available for Friday
For
night's
all the other
drone
nights,
show.
yes,
So
Friday night,
get on
come
those
on
since
down. Yep,
Saturday
get
is sold
Friday
out.
night.
And then more excitement, of course, we've got the Grand Parade next Saturday
Morning.
and some extra special events
We
going
have
along
some
with
big
that too.
visitors for the Grand Parade. The Clydesdales are coming.
Nice,
And,
nice.
They'll be here for the parade and in the parade, and we have never had them before.
Yeah, what a
So,
highlight
a
for the
super
parade,
highlight.
which is already a great
we
event.
We feel so fortunate to get them this year to celebrate with us. It's
Yes,
wonderful.
and on top of that, you said people can sort of dress up for the parade
Oh,
this year.
yeah. So the first Grand Parade was 1951.
Okay.
It's history that we called the Grand Parade. There
Okay.
were other parades. And we said, shoot, let's have people dress up like the 50s. So the community is invited to dress up like you're attending a 50s parade
Wow.
if you'd like to.
Really getting creative. And
Yeah.
you said that's for people that are coming as
Anybody.
spectators, if you're a part of the parade.
And
anyone
we
can
will
get
have a
in.
backdrop in front of City Hall to go up and take pictures, like a 50s backdrop if you want to go take pictures too.
Wow,
while you're at the
Tracy,
parade.
lots of excitement for the Centennial celebration. I've been telling the viewers that usually you all have been seeing around 350,000 people
I
come
believe
to
there'll
this
be more.
area, expecting even more this
Oh,
time
sure,
around.
absolutely, absolutely. There's just so many fun things. You know, from today till the end, the next 10 days will be just a great time to come to Grand Haven.
That's right. So many events to choose from. Tracy, I appreciate you speaking with
You're
us
welcome.
so
Thank
early
you.
this morning. The excitement continues. It'll be light out here soon, so we can see those iconic letters here shortly, and we'll have much more on what to expect over the next 10 days for the 100th Coast Guard Festival. Back to you all. Good morning, Veronica, Tanner. Happy Friday, and what a way to kick off the weekend, the 100th Coast Guard Festival. Lots of excitement already early this morning. We've seen people out on the water starting an hour ago, really. The seagulls are nice and loud, so everyone excited for the excitement that's about to make its way to the Grand Haven area. So many events to choose from over the next 10 days, and they're expecting hundreds of thousands of people for this Centennial celebration. We've got much more coming up on what you can expect over the next several days for the Coast Guard Festival. First, let's check in with Amber this morning to see what kind of weather people can expect as they start to celebrate Coast Guard.
Hey, thanks, Emily.
And we're live from Grand Haven, where they're gearing up for the Centennial celebration of the Coast Guard Festival. So for the 100th year, there will be some changes. You can still expect those fan favorites and some new additions as well this year. We're excited. It's getting light out and the sun will soon be shining on those iconic letters. We've got much more coming up.
Emily, you look happy to be there. What can people expect as they head on over to Grand Haven today?
How could I not be excited as we kick off this historic moment? You know, every summer people look forward to coming to Grand Haven for the Coast Guard Festival and, of course, celebrating the centennial year. Organizers are expecting this event to be bigger and better, even more than the typical 350,000 people that come through over the 10-day event. They're expecting even more than that. And you mentioned those extra special events to celebrate the 100 years. We just spoke with an organizer not that long ago that said the historic Clydesdales will be part of the Grand Parade this year. That's just one small aspect of the Centennial celebration. They've also added something new this year. They've got a 2-night drone show that's next Friday and next Saturday. So they say the entire 10 days will be jam-packed with events, but they're really gonna pull all the stops for that last weekend of the Centennial celebration. Now, there are some changes for this year. The location of the community picnic, which is Sunday, has changed. You may be used to it being at Coast Guard Park in Ferrysburg. This year, it'll be in Mulligan's Hollow. And again, because they are expecting an even bigger crowd this year, they're helping with transportation. From Friday to Friday, there will be shuttle service from Harbor Island to 3rd and Columbus, running anytime there are events. But you can still expect those fan favorites that they have every year. Of course, those tribute concerts here at Waterfront Stadium starting tonight with AC/DC. I believe Tanner will be here for that. And then, of course, like I said, the big events, many of them are happening next weekend. So you'll want to check our website for a full list of all the happenings. We're talking some 40 different events, according to organizers, from you to be able to choose from over these next 10 days. So I could go on and on and on about the excitement. We'll be speaking with an organizer coming up later on this morning. Back to you all.
Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Tanner, Veronica. I'm so sorry you're cooped up in the studio this morning while I'm out live from Grand Haven at the Waterfront Stadium as they kick off the Centennial celebration for the Coast Guard Festival. There's so much in store over the next 10 days when they're expecting more than 350,000 people to come to the Grand Haven area to honor the men and women of the U.S. Coast Guard. So we've got much more coming up for you later on this morning as we speak with an organizer to tell us about some of the fun things they have planned as we celebrate 100 years of this iconic event. So we've got much more on that coming up. For now, Amber, how are things outside? Not bad out here so far.
Hey, good morning, Emily.
That's where we find Emily this morning. Emily, good morning to you, my friend. How you doing?
Good morning, Tanner, Veronica, and you're exactly right. There are some extra special events in store for the Centennial celebration of the Grand Haven Coast Guard Festival. Joining us live this morning, Annie Lankeek with the Coast Guard Grand Haven Coast Guard Festival to tell us more about some of those extra special events. We've been talking about how there are events throughout the next 10 days with some really great surprises coming up for the final weekend, but there are some great things happening this weekend, Annie.
Absolutely. So tonight we have the AC/DC show right here in the stadium. Then we start tomorrow with the kids parade, cardboard boat race, and then we have the Queen concert as well. Sunday, car show, community picnic. Starting on Monday, parade of ships. We have senior day and kids day on Tuesday and Wednesday. So yeah, there's always an emphasis on that second part of the week, but there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, and with some of those events you named, those are classic. People look forward to those events every summer when the Coast Guard Festival comes around. There are some changes, though, for the Centennial celebration, including you all hoping to make things a bit easier for people with transportation.
Absolutely. So we have a shuttle that's for the entire 10 days of the festival. Today through next Friday, we have a shuttle from Harbor Island to 3rd and Columbus. And then next week on Coast Guard Saturday, there's a shuttle at some points around the Tri-Cities, again down to 3rd and Columbus. So there is not going to be an issue with parking. So I really want people to know that if they want to come down, they don't have to worry about that. It's a free shuttle.
Yeah, nice. And certainly something that people worry about because this is a packed event. You all are expecting more than the typical 350,000 that come over this 10-day event. So it will be crowded.
It will be crowded here, absolutely.
All right, well, so exciting on day one of the Grand Haven Coast Guard Festival as we celebrate the centennial year. So lots to look forward to over the next 10 days. Annie, thank you so much for joining us live.
Thanks.
Back to you all.